Welcome to my channel. My name is Rhea, and in this short video I just want to touch upon the basic differences between Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So let's talk about these differences real quick. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. This is just a basic list, and just to put it out there right in the beginning, I think both Vedic astrology and Western astrology are wonderful. They have their own systems and I like them both equally. Right, now let's get started with what the differences are. So the first difference is that in Western astrology, the outer planets such as Uranus, Neptune and Pluto are an important part of the analysis, whereas in Vedic astrology this is not the case. Planets such as Pluto, Uranus and Neptune are not really an integral part of the analysis. The second difference is that in Vedic astrology, the energies are a little bit behind. And what I mean by that is that, say, in Western astrology, a planet is at 15 degrees of Capricorn, right? In Vedic astrology, that planet will be in the sign of Sagittarius, right? The difference is that in Vedic astrology, the energies are about 23, 24 degrees behind, depending on which system you use, generally speaking. Right, so that's the second difference. The third difference is that in Vedic astrology, we have something known as the Mahadasha system. Mahadasha system is like a time period system. Dasha is time period, right? And Mahadasha is like the main time period. So each planet has its own main time period, and each planet's time period means different things and impacts each chart differently. But the Mahadasha system runs for many years. For example, if you're running a Sun Mahadasha, that will run for 6 years. If you're running, say, a Venus Mahadasha, that will run for 20 years. So each planet has its own set number of years in the Mahadasha system, and that is an important part of Vedic astrology. This Mahadasha system is not there in Western astrology, or is not used in Western astrology extensively as it is used in Vedic astrology. Now, the next difference is that Vedic astrology also uses something known as the nakshatra system or the lunar mansions. Right now, these nakshatras are based on the stars, the fixed stars, on the positions of the fixed stars, and it's an extremely important part of Vedic astrology. There are no nakshatras like that in Western astrology, or the nakshatra system is not used like in the same way as it is in Vedic astrology. There are the decans in Western astrology, the fixed stars are there in Western astrology, but this division of the night sky into 27 nakshatras is there in Vedic astrology. Now, the next difference is in terms of the aspects and the angles that are formed, right? In Western astrology, there are many angles and aspects: square, opposition, sextile, semi-sextile, semi-square, trine. There are many quincunx, many aspects, right? And each aspect has its own meaning. Now, in Vedic astrology, there are aspects also known as drishti, right? But these aspects are not identical to Western astrology. Let's just put it that way. And also, each planet has its own aspect. For example, Mars aspects the 4th, 7th and 8th from itself. Saturn aspects the 3rd, 7th and 10th from itself, right? Planets like Mercury and Venus only aspect the 7th from itself. In Western astrology, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all of them will form the same aspects. So that's another major difference. The next difference is that in Vedic astrology, the divisional chart system is used very extensively. Now, these are basically charts that are based on the birth chart, but each chart has its own meaning, right? Say like the D10 chart, that's for successes and great successes, that sort of thing. So these divisional charts are very predominant in Vedic astrology, are still used a lot in Vedic astrology. Of course, it depends from astrologer to astrologer, but they are an important part. Usually with Western astrology, a lot of emphasis is put on the natal chart or the birth chart, along with progressions and solar returns and all that. But the divisional charts are extremely important in Vedic astrology. The next difference is that Vedic astrology is based on your moon sign, right? The first preference is given to your moon sign, and the second preference is given to your Lagan, the ascendant or the rising sign. So it's moon sign and rising sign. The sun sign really is low on the importance scale, right? In Western astrology, it's the rising sign and the sun sign and then the moon sign. So there's a big difference there as well. And I think I've pretty much covered the basics, right? This is not an exhaustive list. This is just a very basic video on the basic differences between these two. So I just wanted to put it out there, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.